Welcome one, welcome all to the Challenger Grand Finals. We have a very special stream for you tonight. I've got some very special guests with you, but my name is Fuffy, and joined with me are Starly and Kigu. How's it going, guys? How's the lead up to this been? We'll start with you, Kigu, as you've got a pretty unique outfit on right now.
Good. Exciting. Happy to see me competing in another finals. Yeah, I got the Toad hat on. Geek Toad emote in the UPS Discord. So go
Oh yeah.
UPS.
All right, I can see where your allegiances already lie, Starly. I see, you're really living up to the name with that pick. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on tonight. I'm really excited to cast. We've got the triple brain power, the brain trust of season 12
Oh
has
yeah.
arrived once more.
The
We might have
the
left the
Yap
tier.
Trust,
The Yap
some
trust
might
is
say.
back. You know, and who better than a bunch of old heads to talk about the new generation of CSC, potentially
Exactly.
either
Kids these
defending the
days.
defending the belt or getting a second trophy for UPS this season.
Oh, this would be a second trophy for either franchise now, which
hmm
is kind of crazy because I brought up that this could be UPS's second trophy in a little video that we were making to introduce the teams. And I think that we'll be able to play that video for you in a second, to show off these two teams and to talk about them a little bit. But first, I think it is important that we explain our implicit biases. Kigu repping the side of Seti and Starly. I think tonight you're taking on the HG vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of casting their semifinals match against H4K, the number one seed in the tier, and I thought they played some incredible Counter Strike. Definitely helped a lot by their map ban process, but when you have players like the Law, I mean, he laid down the law against H4K, against a bunch of hackers. He put them in their place, and it's going to be interesting because against a very strong, pretty Penne squad, the Law will continue to he needs to continue to do what he's been doing. Um,
Does need to continue to do it. I mean, it was impressive seeing that series. And as we now look to talk about these two teams, we've got a little video to introduce them. So we'll jump into that, and then we'll jump into this pregame and the map bans that are coming right up. Upsetty Spaghetti's Pretty Penne rocketed through the Challenger regular season with a 9-2 record. Clumsy's rifle power and a 1.2 rating puts them in contention for MVP of the tier, while Sasha sports .43 op KPR and Parrish rounds out the team's fragging trio. Ayua is willing to open up any rounds as their most aggressive rifler, and Akirio fearlessly leads the troops into battle. The Penne cleanly dispatched both playoff opponents 2-0 to make it to the grand finals, and are looking to add a second challenger trophy to the UPS cabinet. Yet, they only entered playoffs as the number 2 seed, and the number 1 seed was defeated by the hot-headed Headhunters Guild's Hitmen. Winter's well-drilled system and Kaneby's superstar fragging led this group of grinders straight into the grand finals. The Law's stats skyrocketed in playoffs, including a mind-blowing .63 multi-kills per round, as Edo and Lutaki round out this fiery roster. They're looking to stomp out Upsetty's hopes of back-to-back championships this season. Will the favorites in UPS continue their dominance, or will HG add another head to their trophy wall? This is the CSC Season 14 Challenger Finals. So will the Law lay down the law, or will Clumsy and Co. silence them once and for all? That is the question. Starly, you'd mentioned how you think the Law is going to continue to do it, but one other player for HG that's been very impactful has been Caneby, who we've actually got some interesting news about him, at least when it comes to map 1.
yeah, so KMB will not be present for the first map, and presuming that that UPS doesn't elect to pick first, KMB will not be present on HG's pick. So definitely a dynamic to think about who's subbing in first and foremost. I don't think we know yet.
It looks like it's just in transactions. It's confirmed it'll be K House who's
Okay,
stepping in.
so
Who
I mean,
that's an op presence actually also brought to this squad, which will be interesting.
and I also think it's veteran presence because K House has been around the block multiple seasons. It's going to be interesting to see how K House integrates into the HG team. Um, and I think I also want to talk about the map pick ban because HG benefited from it greatly. We were on that cast against H4K, and we had Winter on for a post game interview, and Winter was pleasantly surprised, if I think I could say, about how the map bans went against H4K. I don't know if UPS is going to give them that same luxury.
Yeah. Yeah, how do you think UPS is going to shut him down in the bans here, Kigu?
I think just obviously like I know them that they. I mean, they played 5 maps this. 4 of the 5 of them multiple times. Lost. I would imagine that at that point, on pretty much any. I think if it goes
Yeah.
the full length of.
All right. And what about when it comes to we look at this first map with Chaos standing in? It's one thing that I noticed about HG is it didn't feel like they had a prominent opper, not in the way that Sasha has been on UPS. Do you feel like Kigu that will be a difference coming into this game?
Yes and no. I don't know. I think it's hard to say. I got faith. 5 guys that we drafted. Go out there and no matter who's out there.
Okay. Got faith. Starly, what do you think could shake the faith of an undying UPS supporter as we look towards HG's chances in this?
I think it's got to be the X factor, right? Across the board, the stats wise, you look at the regular season record these two teams met in the regular season. UPS had a dominating victory on Vertigo, it was 13-5, but HG has played well in the offseason off of the backs of KMB and Law. And don't discount the rest of that team in terms of setting up for KMB and the Law. Lutaki's been great on support. He's also been great at filling in space, getting his trades. Edo is solid in his own right, and he has those pop-off moments. Only overshadowed because KMB and the Law have more. And as you mentioned, Winter's system is solid. It's been tested and it's been proved throughout multiple tiers. So don't discount HG just because the map pool might not be that favorable to them. You cannot account for that superstar factor. You cannot account for big plays in the server. If HG can find enough to scrounge up, an anti-eco to break UPS's, for example, CT side economy, or if they can find multiple eco kills to instead break, a trend, or if they can win multiple pistols like they did against H4K, this series could very well go the distance and in HG's favor.
Definitely could. But could is the key word. We have no clue where it's going to go. Not even what maps we're going to be taken to, though the map ban should begin here in a minute or two. I want to continue what you mentioned there about how KMB and the Law might be sort of those two shining players for HG, but everyone's contributing to this system. And I want to mirror the question to Kigu. Are there any players that you feel like are, might not have the same crazy stats as, let's say, Clumsy and Sasha have on UPS, but that you'd want to give a shout out for people to keep an eye on coming into this match?
I mean, I think Parrish, honestly. Like, Parrish, everybody knows Parrish. He's been around. He's kind of like like we said about Chaos, a veteran, Parrish's been around for a long time. This is his first season in Chally. He's been in contender for multiple seasons before that. And I think Parrish was somebody that, like, just sneakily, I mean, he did pretty well stat-wise, too, but, like, watching the actual games, like, you see the stat lines, you see the scores, right? But if you actually watch the games, there were so many games where I felt like he had super, like, clutch rounds or like game, I don't want to say game breaking, but momentum changing within the game that inevitably shifted the game in their favor.
Yeah. It looks like we're getting the map bans now. It's a nuke ban from the Hitmen, and just as you mentioned, Anubis banned out from the Pretty Penne. And so now it's time to see what maps they pick. Any predictions, guys?
I think we're going to see a Mirage, unfortunately. I think UPS is going to slam that pick. HG has banned it pretty consistently throughout the regular season. I don't think they've played it once in playoffs yet. So that will be the first time we see the Hitmen.
They have not played it, no.
Yeah, on Mirage. I think UPS would be kind of silly not to pick that map. They're 2-0 on it, 60% round win percentage, solid wins over the likes of AVI and Big Slime. And yeah, there it is. It's the 4th pick, and HG go Inferno.
That's interesting.
That's very interesting.
That's very interesting. That is very interesting.
The other night we were talking about Inferno being a pick against the Hitmen, possibly that could come through, and instead now they're the ones picking into it.
Yeah,
I think part of that's the confidence they picked up. I mean, they did get it picked into them, but they beat Sav on it 13-2.
Yeah, like they had not played it through the entire season, and then it finally gets picked into them and they win. And I guess it could also be something that if Pretty Penne are a team that, you know, we've seen how much effort they've put in. If they've put a lot of effort into prep, I mean, you're going to prep your Inferno, but you're not going to expect a pick like that to come through. And so it's going to be something a lot harder to prep for compared to the other maps.
Yeah. Part of the concern I have with picking Inferno is that you give UPS side select on that map. And I wonder if UPS, if they start hot on CT, if this ends up being a fast 2-0. Because we talked about this like kind of last time we were on stream, but like you would probably consider Mirage to be like a map in hand for UPS with how often HG's banned it. And sure, Inferno might not be that decided. UPS actually hasn't played it once this season, I believe, as, you know, in an official match.
Yeah,
but,
no, they haven't.
You know, it does make me think, like, obviously HG was getting a little bit squeezed here in the map pool. They had to pick some poison, and it does seem to have landed on Inferno, much to my chagrin.
I'm honestly really surprised they didn't pick Ancient. I remember I helped work with my team in terms of what we thought they were going to do for a pick ban, and I genuinely, I knew they wouldn't pick Vert, just because why would you pick Vert into a team that's 4-0 on it? And I was like, well, the only other map they've consistently played has been Ancient and Anubis, but we knew we were going to ban Anubis because they were 3-0 on it, and then 4-0 including playoffs. So I was like, well, if I had to guess, they're going to pick Ancient, right? Like lean into something that at least they've played it a lot. Plus, if I remember correctly, the UPS Charlie team, they've only played it twice, and it was both times in playoffs because the other teams picked it into them. So I guess maybe that's kind of like where the wavering confidence comes in, is these other teams picked it, it didn't work for them, they must be pretty good at Ancient kind of deal.
Oh, and now we see the decider coming through. It's going to be Vertigo where we end things. Hitmen getting rid of Dust too.
Okay.
And of course the Ancient ban you mentioned. If Pretty Penne expected that as a pick, they obviously want to ban their opponent's strengths, and so we see the decider is going to be on an interesting map. We get the two very typical maps in Inferno and Mirage, and then we swap to the weirdness of Vertigo if we make it all the way to 3. But do you guys think we'll make it all the way to map 3?
Honestly, I think it, like Starley said, I think it depends on how the Inferno CT side goes for UPS. I think if UPS can get out hot on CT Inferno and get a good lead going into T side, I think it'll be in 2. But I think if they come out slow and they can't get heated up, I think it could easily go to 3.
Yeah. I mean, Kigu, you're not immune to the 10-2 Inferno lead. Do I have to remind you on that?
Yeah, no, I'm aware.
But I think more importantly, I don't think Vertigo is as set in stone as we're making it out to be. I think HG will have surely reviewed that loss to UPS. And I'm like the last person qualified to speak on this, but I do feel like when you've been winning at a map so often, have you really been tested on it? And have you changed your protocols? Is your playbook deep enough to withstand a punch? You know, especially in playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So UPS is 4-0 on it in the regular season. I think teams were terrified of it, rightfully so, in the postseason. But have they practiced it recently? You know, and so I think that's just important to think about. Like, if it does end up going the distance, you know, does that team have the stamina? Because I think HG put up a nice vert against H4K.
They did, yeah. It's funny because I'm pretty sure HG was the team that my Chally team, like, after they played them on match day 7, that was like the team for whatever reason, because I think they're buddies, like multiple of the people on that team and my team. They kind of like became scrim partners, and I'm pretty sure they've scrimmed each other like every match day since. So I wonder to see how that will go into a full best of 3, considering that I know this team has scrimmed each other on multiple maps multiple times, and they know a lot about each other. So I think I think they've definitely changed stuff, right? Like in terms of like
Yeah.
Vertigo. I think they've definitely, like the UPS side, I think they've changed things. I know they've changed some things on some of their other maps. I know they were prepping Inferno because they were worried of like the oddball pick and they didn't want to be caught off guard by it. So I hope to see them come out on top. Like just in terms of knowing what to do on Inferno, but I could see it going south just because it's one of the probably least played maps as a team.
Yeah, I have a question for both of you. When it comes to playoffs, given you've both gotten the experience, the playoffs experience, Kigu especially recently, running through Elite, uh, do you feel like it's better to prep more to have something different when you're coming into a big match like this? Or do you want to simplify it down as much as possible to make sure that nothing can go wrong?
I'll start and
Um,
I'll go from HG's perspective because HG's looking uphill, right? They're looking uphill at a map pool disadvantage against UPS, where UPS's map pool is that wide, especially with the inclusion of their Ancient in the playoffs. I think when your opponent has a more developed map pool than you, you need to get wide. You need to get a little freaky. All right, you need to start matching UPS's freak throughout the regular season, and I think the Inferno pick is proof of that. Here is a map that, historically speaking, has been pretty one-sided. I think CT has always been favored on Inferno, even despite the CS2 changes. Um, but like we are confident enough that we can survive 12 rounds of that CT side Inferno and then try and take the series all the way through. I think if you're a team like UPS, like Kigu was saying, find a couple of maps you think it's going to go to and nail those maps, right? You don't need to prep Anubis because you're going to ban it. You know you're better than HG on Nuke, right? So that's already two maps you don't need to really prep for.
Yeah.
And I think also UPS played Dust 2 twice in the playoffs. So
yeah, they
that
did.
experience and that like practice basically even in live matches has been there for UPS. So that's already only four maps you kind of need to prep for. And you know you've got a strong advantage on one of them in Mirage. Obviously, you get a second ban, so if they don't pick Ancient, you could just prep Ancient or Inferno and then trust in your Vert. That's only two maps you have to prep for, whereas HG might have needed to prep four to try and find some kind of curveball to throw.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I prepped with them a lot too. Like even throughout the whole season, kind of like Starley was saying, like the Ancient, I was telling them coming into playoffs, like they're gonna have to learn Ancient, and they were kind of like, well, we're not very good at it. How can we get better? And it was with my Chally, my recruit, and my prospect team that I worked with them a lot on Ancient. And I mean, it's shown in their first two playoff series. These teams thought they had one up on them, and they're like, well, they don't play Ancient. We're gonna pick it into them, and they beat both teams pretty convincingly on it. So I was really happy to see that. And I think, kind of like Starley said, I think UPS can just dig into what they know, and I think they just have to keep it more simple. I think they just do what they know, do what they've been doing, and I think they can come away with it.
Yeah, sort of to paint the picture of in broad strokes of what you guys have been saying. It feels like, I mean, UPS are the favorites coming into this. They need to just play their game. But HG wants to throw some chaos into the mix, even bringing a sub into map 1, pulling out Caneby on the laptop for map 2 and potentially even 3. So, I mean, I think that's a little bit of spice on top of this that'll make this an interesting one, a fun game. I know where both of you land, but I want to ask what do you think the scoreline will be on map 1, first of all? And then I want to extend it to how do you think the series will go? Will it be 2-0, 2-1, something else entirely? I don't know what other possibilities there are. Kigu, let's start with you.
I think I'll go with probably a safe 2-1. I think they might come out hot on CT side Inferno, and then I think they might slow down and potentially lose the map, and then hopefully bring it back on Mirage, and then go with a full head of steam into map 3 and take Vertigo from them. That's what I'd predict.
Okay.
I think it'll
Some
be close in the
optimism,
first map,
but
yeah,
making sure that
I think it'll be close. Like I think like a 13-10, 13-9, like something close where they start out really hot on CT, fall off on T side because it is a little bit hard to get going on T side. I feel like sometimes, and I think then they'll kind of get it back on Mirage when they're back in their comfort and take that into Vert.
Okay, Starly, how are you feeling coming into this?
I mean, I got the Nightmare Blunt rotation of maps on Inferno and then Mirage. Especially on Inferno, you'd probably be better off like flipping a coin than looking for my quote-unquote analysis on that map. I will just I cannot maintain the charade anymore. I'm just going to say UPS 2-0. I think the legacy of UPS on this map. Surely, like, Kigu's teachings have spread far enough down the tree for UPS Chali to claw out Inferno, and then I think unless, we see HG just completely turn their brains off and look like a stack of face-up players, I do worry for them on Mirage, given the differing levels of experience. Obviously, if there's one map you're going to absolutely outpug UPS on, Mirage would be the one. But for me, it's just hard to see, especially with the disadvantage kind of HG came in on the map vetoes, and UPS did their homework, banned Anubis. You look across the map, well, you don't see a free win anywhere. Whereas on UPS's side, you can kind of point to that Mirage a little bit, and then like just basically flip a coin on Inferno, and maybe it'll just come up heads twice for UPS.
We have cautious optimism from Kigu and full pessimism from Starly. I respect it though. I feel like you've somehow made Kigu look like the HG fan here, which is the ultimate way to ensure that at least someone on UPS loses tonight.
Well, Fluffy,
I've got to actually agree that, I mean, UPS being favorites here, it seems likely that there's a 2-0, but I just want to say, I think K House can make Inferno into his K home and get them a dub when it comes to map 1. I got to give a shout out to my guy, K House. If you're watching this, don't watch the stream. You're playing a game. But if you're watching the VOD back, I hope it goes well. Who knows? We're going to find out here pretty soon as we're going to get into map 1. But I don't believe that the server's set up right now. Or it looks like server's up, but we don't have all 10 players in there. They're going to be joining in, getting everything ready. Once everybody readies up, we'll be able to get into this. And we didn't, if it wasn't clear enough before, the three of us will also be your casters as I punch my microphone to lead you through the action. Have a little bit of fun with it. I'm excited. I've never casted with a Mario character before and a Pokemon. This is a full Nintendo lineup.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, buddy. We better not catch you emulating any of the games out there. We're going to send Kigu to your house. Uh-oh.
King Toad's gonna show up, pal.
Don't play any of those songs, guys.
But like Fluffy, like on the down low, if we casters predict a UPS 2-0, what is the inevitable like opposite outcome of it?
Okay, you know what?
Like
that's actually kind of big brain.
I don't like that.
What? I didn't ask for your opinion.
UPS all the way.
Oh, okay. The UPS up.
I think either way. Like obviously, I'm biased towards UPS. I think either way though, it will be a really good series. I think because of how much they've scrimmed each other and how much these teams know each other with like Winter and Sasha, and kind of like how a lot of them overlap with each other. I think either way, there's going to be a lot of that. Just a lot of good rounds, if that makes sense. I'm curious to see if Akira overthinks some of it though. Because I talked to him about it beforehand of just go in, do your guys' stuff, make these small, subtle changes, throw them off, do different things, whatever it be, right, from what you normally do. Still play your game, but change it up just enough to where you're throwing them off. And I'm curious to see if he does that. Or I know they mentioned about, like, going off the rails, we'll see if they go off the rails and they just change a bunch of stuff and if it, like, hemorrhages them, kind of.
Yeah. I think it's going to be really interesting. I don't know how long Akirio's been calling, but I know that they've been in CSC for a while. But it's really interesting to see them as a new caller going head-to-head with Winter, someone newer to Chali, but who's been calling for a while. And they are going to clash starting here on Inferno. We've got a CT side start taken from the pretty Penne, and we're off to the races on the pistol. Double dualies for Clumsy and Ayua. As we see 2 sets of util purchased from the Hitmen. It's going to be a fight up towards A. They've just dropped that top mid smoke. Going to try to use its potential to lurk on either side of the map. A Moto. Smoke going to be loosed by Lutaki. And it looks like they just want to pop up short and out apps.
3 members of the Pretty Penne here to welcome them, though. And Parrish will be the first to called into action here. Set up with a crossfire on Law. Finds the first. Parrish can't get a second thanks to K-House. And Sasha's not long for this world. 4v2 and the bomb will comfortably go down for the Hitmen.
That was a well put together round. Everything seemed to work out for them.
Yeah,
Winter even up close and not going to get cleared. Those dualies are not even given a chance to fire. Clumsy with the second pair. At least going to grab one. And, I mean, some damage on the pistol's nice. Saving armor will only do so much, so you might as well give it a shot. And K-House, the sub. Nice 2 frags there to close things out. And you know, we talked about Pretty Penne having a hot start and they could really get rolling, but, I mean, what if the opposite happens? Hitmen, they've got the pistol.
Yeah, certainly something to track as we go throughout the series, just who wins what pistols. But that was methodical coming through, and it felt like the pit player couldn't quite link up with Parrish to get a clean headshot, and the Law and K-House just came out shooting. Hey Kigu, have you seen Law's POV yet? Or like his hand position? Are you gonna lose to that?
Now this is a classic call. This Astralis stack, K-House is going to scream when he peeks this corner. A jiggle, and yep, we're not going there.
But UPS is gonna come to the Hitmen.
Law threw the gun away, says we don't want to let them take it, and it's K-House the sub easily spraying down 3. Will this be the ace for the stand-in of K-House? Doesn't want to stick around to risk giving away an AK. Bomb easily going to be planted on this A site. I feel like that's one of the most terrifying feelings in the world, to peek into the Astralis stack.
But the original peeker of the Astralis stack isn't the one who gets run down. It's actually poor Law, who gets caught in banana with 4 UPS members sprinting towards him. Oh. I think he heard the parade of footsteps and thought it was beyond over for him. That's 4 for K-House. Unfortunately, Parrish is going to save this Galil and deny the ace.
The super sub. I will say, K-House, their first season, and the reason why we had Chaos on our radar at AVI was because they were in Prospect, subbing for our Prospect team, and was just a straight-up super sub pugger that could get it all done. Winter right at the end jumps Parrish.
No Galil for Parrish, unfortunately. So the theory of opposite side guns being stronger on their side will not go tested yet. Most of HG elects a bonus. The Law buys all the way down to 250, but he's also got a Mac 10. So HG is taking this bonus. You know, win or lose, they're okay with this situation. Let's see how much damage they can do to UPS, or even, you know, win the round.
I think it's interesting how little util there is on the Pretty Penne on a map like Inferno. This round's going to come down to how well they hit headshots. They have used some of their util to take banana though, so that's a great start.
Yeah, Q's tucked in deep here, but Law is about to contact Parrish, who would be wise not to check that balcony room again. He's going to take a peek and spots multiple members. Lutaki's Mac 10 is better. And now it's on to Sasha, posted up on top of lanes, looking left and right, sees Winter, can't get a clean spray down in Edo. Yeah, Edo cleans him up, and the site defense just kind of collapsed on UPS there.
Right up, just forced into a save. This is rough.
That's unlucky. That exact fight, like that peak that Parrish just took, I just took in an ESEA match the other day. That I lost the same angle. It is so hard to try to, for whatever reason, to try to peek in that little like pixel gap into apps. I swear they always have the advantage on you.
And I feel like this is where the fact that Winter calls, don't want to say it's just a simple style, because I feel like Winter really likes to get into the details with their calling, but it's always very together. It's always straightforward in that nature. From the outside, it looks like, oh, they're just doing apps. That's it. But because they were spaced so tightly, I mean, it's one duel lost, and boom, they've exploded onto the site, and Sasha would have had to hit some insane shots if they wanted to stop that, and instead, you know, only really found that one frag. Is see a replay of some of this. Yeah, that apps fight just looks impossible.
Yeah, and I mean, the apps pop isn't really fair to HG because Winter sprinted either through boiler or mid to catch Q out of position. So Sasha was trying to 50-50 on whether or not he should have been holding mid or if he should have been holding Balk, and that 50-50 indecision cost him at least a kill, if not two.
Yeah. Now it's the Sasha Zeus as Pretty Penne are going to just look to save some of their cash. Great flashbang, though, to get Ayua. That aggressive presence. Another one through the smoke, just deleted by that MP9. There's only 2 Ts left. They're both stuck here in mid. The Haps
I think
fight.
they need to be careful to not overheat here, though, the CTs. Like, they have the man advantage, but it could
But
easily
hey, they
evaporate.
just smoke it off, cool down, and spray them through the smoke. That's one way to do it.
Why does it feel like I'm watching Valorant with the amount of through smoke kills? Do you have the right game, Fluffy? Because
Sorry,
Q's
we
second
actually
smoke.
tricked every single player into installing Valorant,
I can't believe it, bro.
and we just put
There
a
will be
filter
another
over it.
scandal in CSC this season. Like the first one wasn't enough.
Is CS with an anime filter the same as Valorant with like a gritty realism filter?
No, because I can't spray in Valorant.
That's true.
Yeah,
If I
I
had
mean,
spraying, I'd play that game.
that is a very interesting way for UPS to get there first. Very comforting, I would imagine. Firehawk, relax. That was just one round. And Sasha tries to get aggressive on the banana peak, gets punished immediately, and here comes the law.
Okay.
Coming in fast. That's 2 kills immediately. Can Clumsy slow down the tide of a hunt? No, they can't. They
You can't stop the law.
You can't stop the law. Everyone drive the speed limit.
The law doesn't care about the speed limit, zooms up Banana. And, I mean, if you're getting shut out of Banana, I guess just change the tempo. Don't let Ayua be the one to push. Push straight into them. And lay down the
I like
law.
that change up from the T side. I think they've been giving them too much of banana. They've been giving the CTs just too much aggression.
Yeah.
And this is what HG fans want to see, right? Like when the stat sheet says that UPS should be better across multiple maps, you cannot account for the law just sprinting through and killing 3 people. It doesn't look like Clumsy was ready for the fact that the law was just going to continue to fight him on 19 HP in CT, but that's just the kind of player he is. That's just the kind of team HG is. If they can string together a couple more of these rounds and then break UPS's economy in this next, this could be 5-1, 6-1. You know, and the map starts to get a little out of control here.
And Chaos has got the op now. This is sort of what I was theorizing with the fact that Caneby usually prefers to rifle, but will sometimes pick up the op. Chaos as a sub is going to be something very different for the Pretty Penne to deal with, as he's preferring that sniper.
I think it's big to notice too that Sasha also has an op. I'd love to see Sasha get an early pick this round if possible. Or get
The
aggressive.
fight down mid. Neither wants to peek too far. Just the timing as Sasha backs up.
And there's that opening aggression though from Sasha. I think that's been my like probably favorite thing of watching this team is just watching how aggressive Sasha is at times. Stuff that I think is like crazy is just like normal. And they're just going for it.
Oh yeah.
But that's a great shot from Lutaki to equalize it back out again, and now we're in a 4v4 as HG elects to cut noise. And look at the space UPS now is forced to give up in Banana.
I mean,
Clumsy
they
feels-
cleared it though. They jiggled. They know that they have a timing. There's at least some time where the T's are going to have to re-clear Banana if they want to go B. And that's what they're looking to want to do. K-House leading the charge with that op. Not going to find anyone here in Banana.
And 45 seconds, and HG's gonna elect to.
They're
lean
burning
towards
Util, which
B.
should bring a rotate over. That pulls out the smoke from Ayua. Are they going to pop through this? There's only one player here right now. There's a timing, but it's not going to be easy. And Coffin Smoke missed too. Sprinting straight up now, Lutaki, the point man, but it's Law who's gotten the pick. Now Clumsy's rotate is here, and a double frag will mean the retake is very possible, but the bomb can get planted for the Hitmen. K-House and Edo together to hold down this site. Sasha's op has gotten the opening, and can it be the closer?
K-House's op is still up as well. What angle is he electing to hold? He's holding Banana, and Edo will hold Church. Does Sasha beat out Edo?
Oh, Edo's just not going to swing. They don't have to. Chaos can play the first contact here. Now Edo peeks on the timing. It's a 1v1. Sasha's off, doesn't clear it. K-House miss. Tech 9 dancing around the pillar. Both of them are pistol out, and it's K-House with the frag. Hitmen up to 5 rounds.
Sasha opens and K-House finishes. And that will break UPS.
Yeah,
It's
I think that was a
normal.
really unfortunate round, and they're just going for it. I think for like CT economy wise, I think that was a really tough round to lose from them.
Yeah.
They put everything into that retake. That rotate back into B was almost on time, but I think the Law's kill was actually the most important there. Finding the site players so quickly. If Law went down, it would have been, I mean, it would have able to been a very strong 2-player crossfire, but instead it was just Clumsy who did well, but not well enough to stop that bomb plant.
Yeah, and I think Parrish got a little excited in balcony. When you know, Sasha gets that opening pick for you in alt mid, is there really a desire to clear apps? Can you not just, you know, chill and play backside with the man advantage? Again,
I think part of that is them not playing the map a lot, honestly. So they don't really have like a set protocol, you know, or they don't necessarily always know what to do as a team.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just nerves.
Ooh, great flash in. Law's gonna get that one instantly traded by Clumsy. I was gonna say, this is an adaptation to stack much more towards short. They had 3 players focusing short and apps, but now, as one rotates away and another dies, it's just Sasha, who's found a bit of a timing here into bedroom. Able to spot the player below, frag them down, and turn to run, but Edo's already here with the trade.
Now it's all on Parrish. 2 members of the Hitmen storming at him. 2 from the balcony. 1 person is exploring arch right now. That's Winter. And Edo will come out, spots K-House, catches him out. Can he find Edo? A great transfer there. And now Winter, too slow to get this trade kill back on, and is also smoked off Moto. Clumsy inching up mid now. Can he join Parrish before Winter can isolate this fight? 15 seconds left, and the bomb's not on Winter's back. Winter can't find Parrish.
Wow.
And Parrish saves the pretty Penne.
See, this is one of those sneaky rounds I was saying where Parrish, like, he might not be the Clumsy or the Sasha in terms of rating and op kills and all that, but like multiple big rounds like this throughout the playoffs. He did this once on Mirage too, where he had just a massive, like, I think it was a 3K for a B hold, I think in the first round. That's exactly what I'd like to see from Parrish. He's getting active early too.
Definitely. I mean, that second kill onto Ed was very nice. Last bullet too, I believe, to really put a exclamation mark on that kill to win the round. But HG can still afford to purchase here. Sasha does downgrade to the op. I don't think Parrish was able to recover it, and here comes the Law again, sprinting through a smoke. And this A hit is fully on. 3 members of UPS to greet the Hitmen though, and it's Parrish again, finding an opening onto Lutaki. Law will trade one back, and Sasha joins the fray, as does K-House. But now down to it.
It's another 2v2 retake.
Yeah, but UPS is faster this time, a little bit closer here. As the bomb gets tapped, Clumsy's already in arch. Excuse me, Q is in arch, and now Clumsy will opt to slow down, go for abs. No kits on UPS, I believe, but someone surely dropped one in sight.
Are they going to just turtle up in the site? I guess not enough time to really get out, but it puts him into an awkward corner. Luckily, though, there's no util on the UPS side to flush him out. Winter, instant contact, but Clumsy with the headshot, and it's both frags for the pretty Penne as they make this retake work. A lot of damage they've taken. Bomb plant, I think, is going to ensure the Hitmen, in theory, they could buy if K-House drops some guns, but they might also just partial into this one.
Yeah, it's a nice recovery from UPS. I mean, solid Counter-Strike out of both sides to be trading kills like that on the initial lane fight. I do wonder if HG should maybe speed it up a little bit. I feel like when they bunch a little heavier, they play a little bit faster of tempo. It did kind of catch UPS off guard. It's just something to consider, but still early on in the half. It's only round 9 right now.
I think for HG, I'd like to see them go aggressive banana more again.
Yeah.
I think that one round that we saw the Law just storm through and roll them, I genuinely like. I mean, this is coming from a UPS guy, but I think if they just let the Law just run up banana, I think they could have a lot of success.
Parrish is going to be tested again here.
Ooh.
Does get Lutaki immediately traded out by K-House, and is that the activation to go? No, a Curio's Molly puts a dampener
Is that a
on
chimney HE?
That's too fancy for me, bro.
What? Huh? Oh, okay. The flash is throwing off Sasha's aim just a little bit as they run out, but still alive behind this default box. Only can get one. This is just like last round, except unlike last round, AU was run through the smoke, and that is a spray if I've ever seen one. Puts it into this 1v1 as Clumsy creeps up close, and the IGL of Winter has slipped through the smoke, but the reload might give away that they're on this close sight position. Clumsy holding for it this entire time, worried about a jump up on the box. Winter hiding just down below. And as the smoke fades, Clumsy's figured it all out. Quick on the headshot, quick on the peek, and that spray from Q was crazy.
That was nuts. I think it was like last bullet too again.
Yeah.
Hey, what is the changing targets as quick as they change usernames?
Yeah.
For real. For real.
And I think a big proponent of UPS's retake success is that they feel a lot faster to the bomb site.
Nice.
I wonder if that's an exploit that HG might be able to take advantage of, because Clumsy was through the smoke as Winter was punching in the digits. And on the round prior to, we saw how fast they started the retake. Sure, they slowed down eventually, went through apps, and then lined up a nice double swing with the high-low. But they were still on the A bomb site as the bomb just went down, so they had the time to afford that kind of play.
Yeah.
Does HG call out the fast rotate, or do they not notice it?
Hey, this does seem like the point where if Winter can realize it, calling it a fake could be huge. Again, an app setup from the pretty Penne, as Sasha looks to find another opening pick, this time towards the app stairs. It's banana control for the Hitmen. 2 players here on the site. This short setup hasn't moved at all. They don't have a lot of info towards mid, and so it's just going to be Ayua and Clumsy to try to hold this B site.
This flash could be massive though from AU.
Clumsy with one of their own, but that's actually going to be right as the Hitmen activate. Molly into pool. Contact made. First frag found. The flash, though, not helping them. It's Ayua who can now activate. MP9 and Molotov combined.
That's not bad then.
They've done enough to give Pretty Penne an advantage retake. But how big of an advantage is any retake when it's on Inferno?
Sasha just misses. I think Winter's shoulder there. And K-House is 11-4. He needs to be 14-4 if HG wants to win this round.
Winter on the edge of the smoke, waiting for the run through. Ready for it on the contact. That's when it's going to happen. And Chaos's frag as well means that now Winter can swing. And they play off of each other so well.
Yeah. Picture perfect sight hold, I think, there from HG.
It doesn't even feel like Chaos is a sub at this point.
Oh, he's a sub, all right. He's the famed super sub.
Oh, famed super sub. Get him in house. 1007.
I will say another thing too that I didn't even take into account before this, but just looking at some stats on the season, HG has a 43% CT win rate on the season with a 64% T side, and UPS has a 68% T side and a 58% CT. So I think honestly, if they can get 5 here, I think they're fine. The CTs.
Yeah. Ooh, I mean, if things aren't working out, just go aggressive. Why op when you can MP9 W key? Sasha runs out of bullets though, and Winter's there to defend their famed super sub. Lutaki over towards alt mid, getting that frag, and now it's just a dash forward, but this dash works out for even more. Finally, Lutaki, the savior for the Hitmen.
Uncomfortably close for HG there. You know, everything looks hunky-dory, and then you realize Sasha's through the smoke and looking for potentially 2. HG did well to secure 7, and yeah, I mean, I think if HG could secure an 8th, then the CT pistol will decide a lot here. If UPS is able to win that, I think the comeback is very much on, and if HG can win it, you know, you get to 4-10, 10-4, you only need 2 rifle rounds to force OT3 to win it. But here's that fast banana control you were asking for, Key.
Oh.
Okay. They're just going, and why not just go when these B players just haven't been able to stop them at all? Edo and Lutaki.
Ton of damage though.
Right. 1 HP, 12 HP, 40 HP, 26, but it doesn't matter. when everybody dies. Hitmen end it with that quick B. And they've got a confident lead coming into this next half. We talked about the potential of CT side to roll, but these T sides have been what is shown for both of these teams on their path to the grand finals. Now the question is, what has UPS prepared for this map? A bit of a surprise pick from HG. They've got to come back from a deficit.
I'm really interested to see what the UPS side does for a T-side pistol strat here. Because I know I talked with them a little bit about what I did and what I do, and I'm curious to see if they actually listen to me and take what I do, or if they cook something up themselves. Are they going to
do the Kigu?
They might do the Kigu.
What's the Kigu? Everyone's sitting T-spawn until 30 seconds?
Yeah, and then we usually full execute. 5 smokes. 5,
Yeah, five smoke flash P250 on everyone.
On everybody. We don't play around. Yeah, I think the T side. I didn't even realize that these teams were this T side. Both of them. I will say though.
Interesting.
I will say though, HG only having a 43% on CT over the season is like a lot lower than I was expected for being a top team. Usually you're pretty 50-50, on both sides. But I'm shocked to see. I mean, I guess they make up for it on T side, obviously, but they both have really high win rates on pistols too. So I'm curious to see how this one goes. I'm really, really interested to see what they do.
Yeah. Just to give you a little context, Key, when HG played Inferno against Sav, they actually won 10 CT rounds. So
really?
I wonder if they fixed it. In fact, they lost the pistol and then won the force, or like the anti-eco, basically, and then only gave up one more after that. So have the
You're saying HG did on CT on Inferno?
On CT Inferno when they beat Sav 13-2.
I see. Good thing they haven't played against UPS yet then.
We'll see.
Oh, they're doing the key. Oh, this isn't. Well, we'll see if it lands.
Fast CT smoke. And just instantly they go in, they eat a flash in the face, but keep going. The Coffins player also flashed back. They've got good sight control, but the Law, whew.
Big trade.
Good kill. You're right, that's a huge trade. Ayua wants to take control of Church. They've boosted up, and K-House is knocked right back down.
They're all stuck in CT here, though.
Oh. Beautiful double. Rutaki's dualies can't get a thing. That was a solid
The Kigo strat worked. The Kigo strat worked. That's what I like to see.
Did you say it was not your smoke?
I throw a slightly different lineup, but it still smokes the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, all right, buddy.
The classic go B.
Yeah, just the go B and then go delayed B.
Okay, so HG force when they lose the pistol, so let's see if they can replicate the magic they did against Sav.
Alright, so you're saying that we might see a delayed B here.
Well, that's what I do. I don't know. Okay, they might just go B again. I don't know. B simulator for UPS apparently.
Hey, simple and sweet. There's 3 B when it comes to this Hitmen side. Little boost
this is
up
interesting.
For winner
They're
on an
stacked on first.
I've seen this on second before. You can get good vision when players usually enter pool.
Oh.
Okay, winner's just gonna jump up this time. This might catch. Pretty Penne off. They throw the CT smoke again, flashes in, but winner is so blind, dropping into the corner, and in that corner, it is a massacre. Law can now activate in the back of the site. No one was ready for it, and so that's a double, but it means it's only 2 frags on the round for the Hitmen. These last 2 retakers, I would just take the guns and run. Still, gonna see what they can discover. Perhaps something divine here in Church, as it's just a MAC-10 waiting for them and a massacre. Pretty Penne. Hot start with the first 2 on their pistol.
Yeah, I think Winter just got some bad timing there. You see the indecisiveness. It was like, do I commit on top of the boost, or do I just stay on top of K-House's head? And UPS hit the timing exactly of which when he was midair. And I think Q just walked in for free, felt like, with the MAC-10.
He did good looking away from the first 2 flashes, but then they threw a third that full blinded him when he looked back.
Yeah.
And then he just fell right on top of his teammate, and they knew they were both there.
Yeah, I mean, the gamble doesn't pay off, and while that nade is not fun. Uh-oh. Clumsy, the beneficiary of 2 ecos before he's shut down. The stat padding will not continue. The juggling will.
That's the kind of fight that Leadify doesn't like, and CSC and HLTV rating are down for. 2 for 1 against ecos.
Well, it's Clumsy's kills, so we'll just discount them regardless of if they're on the eco or if they're on the rifle.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
There's a yapping to validity of your kills ratio.
I mean, Kigu's coefficient must be negative, right?
I mean, listen, I know it's early in the game still, right? We're about to be it's about to be 8-7 here. But all I'm saying is that Curio is following in my footsteps. Like, I told him he could call like me if he wanted to, but this guy did not have to literally take it like kills, deaths, everything. Like,
damn.
I think he's got 7 assists too, so he really is just like
he's
one for one.
just copying my style right now.
I think he's copying your whole flow, bar for bar.
Damn.
Line
The
for line.
UPS
That's all right.
factory
Yeah,
spits out another.
Just produce IGLs, man.
You
Damn.
can't frag.
This I know we mentioned in the pregame too. This is Curio's like first full season IGLing. I know he did a little bit last season for LEC, but I think it was very minimally.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see how well he's done. I think he's grown a ton too over the season as a caller, like just in terms of confidence and like seeing the team come around him. And I think this team honestly has a lot of similarities to the season 12 team that won with me. Is like all 4 of them believe in everything he's saying. They just whatever he calls, they're doing it, and they all listen.
Oh, Fluffy, here we go. It's story time, bro. Get ready. K-House gets the op out in mid, takes a nice flick, shuts down Clumsy, and gives a man
Just
advantage.
like we'd seen Sasha doing.
Yeah, exact same angle, exact same spot. I think Clumsy tried to jump up top, but K-House's flick was too good. And Ack is a braver man than me for committing the exact same peak.
Hey, operas clearly don't repeat the same angle. Ooh, over the smoke. Law. The good timing as Ayua backs up into the fight. Curio's gotten into short, but it doesn't matter because Edo is here to deliver the pain. An extra dink onto Parrish for good measure before they get traded out. And Parrish and Sasha reroute into B in hopes of getting a bomb plant, in hopes of having a chance at this round, but it ain't gonna be easy.
Yeah. And I wonder what UPS's protocol is to avoiding the op. It feels like HG's was just 5 people run up banana and hope the op's not playing it, because the op would normally be towards A. Does UPS have a protocol for K-House's op? When the op is A, like what is our go-to strat, or like how do we change our hit? Winter and Law need to stop this 2v4. Dead in its tracks though. That's not a good start for HG as Sasha finds one.
That's rough. Winter is just so cut off behind this smoke. Gonna run through it on the plant, but yeah, they're just holding it.
I mean, don't be deceived by Parrish's 6 HP, and Sasha goes through the smoke, Stewie style. Lutaki can't find it!
My goodness!
What a play!
Okay, so UPS's protocol to shut down the op is just to take it out of K-House's hands. Alright, problem solved, guys. Let's go home.
Yeah, push through a smoke and kill him, easy.
Yeah, wow, okay, alright. I mean, wow, why don't we think of that?
That was impressive, that push through. I mean, everything from Sasha, the timing worked out, but also just the confidence on every single peak. I mean, why not hit the first bullet, too, for the last frag? Things are tied. We talked about the power of these T-sides, and,
yeah, and I was just going to say, now you see why UPS has a 64% win rate on this T-side. They convert 2v4s like it's a walk in the park.
okay. The partial here for the Hitmen, looking to get their money up.
I think this is dangerous from UPS even going near apps right now. I can't stand going apps when we know they're low eco.
Always scary. 5.7s,
Those
MP9. I
5.7
mean, that's what we see on the other side.
Oh.
Clumsy's ready, though.
I will
All
say a
the
lot of these
reloads
rounds
involved
though, the T sides from both sides, and like especially now UPS with like that last 2v4, I think they've done a lot of like really good like push and pull, and like knowing when, like that Sasha play there with that 2v4 they just had, like,
Yeah.
you know, sitting there and holding the smoke for the plant, that guy walks right into him, gets the kill, and then to know to go through the smoke, like kind of that push pull, I think has been really cool to watch.
Yeah. Winner, I think the smoke Just barely extinguishes their Molotov, unfortunately. Decides to push through. Goes 1 for 1. Has delayed the plant, but it's just Deegs rotating in to try and clutch this up.
No, Kiku, you really weren't kidding when you said all the UPS IGLs come out the same, because the entire team baited a Curio that round.
Dude, it's a proven method, you know? It's gotten me 2 trophies. Just bait me and kill them, you know?
Oh, poor Ack, bro.
That is
okay, Sasha.
Brave from Sasha to go for the no-scope, and instead getting deegged. Everyone's getting deegged.
What?
Low ammo for Law. Oh, if they'd hit that shot, everything would have been so different, but
Oh,
instead, no time. Gotta go. Clumsy
Oof,
says goodnight.
we gotta make it interesting.
That sure was interesting. If Law hit that deeg onto Clumsy, who was low HP, it just had to hit the shoulder.
Yeah. A body shot would have been enough.
That would have ended it.
And right after we said UPS makes 2v4s look like walks in the park, HG make it look way too close for comfort with only deagles and a half buy. First time out for the Hitmen after losing 5 straight on CT. What do they need to change in order to stop the UPS tide here?
I think you've got to disrupt them like they were doing on that round that they almost won, and then you've got to not lose a 2v4. Be playing together in the 2v4. Don't let your site player get 1v1. Then somebody die through smoke, and then somebody die on the push.
Yeah. I mean, I want to give UPS credit because, like, don't get me wrong. I can't take it away from Sasha. That was a really nice 2v4 from, I believe it was Sasha and Parrish. But, like Fluffy just said, somebody walking through a smoke, giving these 1v1s, giving these fights that we don't need to be giving, I think HG's, like, I don't want to say handing it to him, you know, because Sasha's playing really well too, but there's a lot of these rounds that I think they're losing themselves. But this is kind of what Fluffy was talking about. Yeah.
Law!
Wow.
You can't just swing an opper like that.
He can, because he's the law.
Watch.
I guess so. Qualified immunity. No repercussions on that wide swing, as even a tag onto a Curio reveals that K-House's op is there on the site, but
Surely
again,
not
another
again.
2v4.
This makes me nervous for HG. They're kind of in the same
Again,
setup.
there's a single player on B.
Surely not again.
Surely.
And it's the same
It is a
script because
Curio,
Curio's low HP now. So he's taking
Yeah.
Parrish's spot as like the low HP player. Oh, thank goodness. Winter
Okay.
tears the script up. But yeah, Fluffy, as you were saying, the Law just sprints through a molly. I think he took like 50 points of damage, and I don't think UPS was ready for that kind of a psychopath play. It looks like the player sprinting up Banana got caught, and then Sasha was like, oh, someone's on Banana? No way! And then just gets sprayed down, trying to adjust his scope, because he was holding for K-House's aggression in top mid. And I think HG, normally the conventional wisdom, right, is you only push one half of the map looking for either an info or a disruptive play. HG pushed both sides, and UPS was not ready for that level of aggression out of the timeout, and it caught them flat-footed to give the Hitman their first.
Now we wait patiently. This is the classic Inferno moment.
I don't like classic Inferno moments.
Inferno is so cool because of all like the famous overtimes on it and stuff. And then you see like a real game of Inferno, and it's just like, oh, they took B, time to save.
I don't know how you guys play this map. I really don't.
You're a resident perma-banner of Inferno.
It's not even a permaban. It's like I've always built teams that also hate this map. My season 12 Chally team, everybody hated this map.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Sasha.
That's a question
Nobody's
on the
allowed to jump
application to
past.
join the team.
Yeah,
You
and
play
Sasha.
Inferno. Yes. Okay, you're cut. You're gone.
Oh,
Oh, not the nade! Okay.
Oh.
It lands on a Curio. Everything's
Sasha.
fine. Sacrificing for the team. Sasha gets to live to fight another day.
There is only one site though.
A lot of players have been tagged up, but you're right. Law's alone, but if there's one player that I would trust alone in this site, it is the Law. One frag, a second around the smoke, and just peeking even wider. The only player left on this hit is the one that is pushed through and slipped behind. That's Parrish. Clumsy activates on the first. Law is stuck up close, looks to swing and fight, and that fight will be won. Now, spins around because they heard Parrish's shots, but Parrish still has it. It's a 1v1. Lutaki and CT, and Parrish doesn't care. The slow flank turns into a 1v2.
Wow. Fair for MVP. What can I say?
It's not quiet impact anymore when you have 107 ADR and you win clutches like that. It's just loud impact.
It's just loud.
Yeah. It's in your face.
I mean, I'm just in like awe about the Law, though. I mean, can we, like, what is? I've never seen somebody just come out and just do the things that the Law is doing. He should not be allowed to do this. I don't know how he gets 3 there.
Law has been solid in the season, but insane in the playoffs. It's an op battle here on Banana now. Both ops go to post, and it's Sasha who wins it out.
Yeah, and that opening pick pulls Winter over to B, leaving the Hitmen one short on this A bomb site as Akirio calls the troops back into apps. It's on Ed and it's on Lutaki to hold this site, and Sasha catches the Law looking for info in Banana. 5v3 now to give UPS potentially 11. And that drop will be heard.
Oh, and the nade. Unfortunate timing gives Akirio their 4th kill. Only Winner to save. At least Sasha's not holding Banana any longer, but not going to be easy to escape from here.
Yeah, I mean, here come the pretty Penne. They smell blood in the water. How many more does Winter get? 2?
Hey, if they go 1 by 1, hopping
Okay.
can always get you some nice kills. Sasha's shot doesn't even connect, so Winner feeling better about that one. As there's the flank, another no scope, but the inevitable does happen.
Yeah, and that is devastating because now HG is not on a goodbye by any stretch.
Playoffs, so.
Yeah. Do you force on 11 here?
Ooh.
It's bad. I mean, K-House is 3,400, Lutaki 36, Ed 36.
I want to say yes, but I feel like at the same time, Chaos has been pretty impactful with the op that I almost feel like you should save to get the op.
I think you're 5-7s and Deagles here.
Yeah. And then I think you do some sort of a gamble stack, kind of like what UPS did that one round when they ran down mid and Sasha almost killed, I think, 3 down on T-step. I think you try to do something like that maybe. Or just do a straight stack and just, you know, double up in apps maybe, double up in bracket. Something along the lines of that. But I'm curious to see what they do. I think you get the Law somewhere active, which he did by Armor MP9. I'd love to see him just like run at them with it if they're going to have a chance in this round.
HG need this round to stay alive. 3 chances for UPS if they close out to get 12 here. Sasha gets active on the same angle. Law tucking sandbags. Hasn't been cleared quite yet, and Sasha almost takes Winter's head off again. Does that attract enough attention to give Law the chance? Not quite. But the 5-7s ring true in apps as Lutaki finds one. Parrish cleans it up immediately, though. So UPS still playing from a 4v3 now. Edo has evacuated with the AK. He's got armor.
I like this grouping up from UPS. I think why keep pushing for info? We already got info. Let's go with the group now.
Great play. Just one player, Winter, in the site, whose P250 can only get 1. Bomb planted by Akirio. Doing their job to perfection.
Yeah, and now, I mean, yeah, Ed has elected to save the AK, which is the right play here, but again, HG, 1 round on the CT side. Unable to replicate the magic from their quarterfinals match against Sav. And UPS has thoroughly pulled them apart here. You see,
Yeah.
you see the place for info. You see like the probing attacks that UPS makes, either with Sasha's op or with Q's AK, and HG has not been winning a lot of them. It feels like.
I want to
And-
say that Sav is a team that in their struggles was sort of pulled out by Gaming Monster in their electric op plays, while UPS is a team that, Sasha's found impact on their job as an opper, but doesn't need a monstrous performance, just needs a solid play as Parrish and Clumsy both lead the squad in terms of fragging.
Yeah. And I wonder if Clumsy smells blood in the water here at 12 because he's opted for a MAC 10, thinking that HG is low economy. He'd be right on just one player, unfortunately. That's the law with no head armor. Winter tags up Mercurio. Can't convert
That tells him the
kill,
op is
though.
somewhere else, though. The Arch
Yeah.
player is a rifle.
Yeah.
Oh, the smoke gets blocked.
UPS is probing around the strong side of HG here. 3 players, and there is a pretty nasty crossfire on this balcony right now between Ed and Sight and the Law and Pit.
I worry about Winter as a weakness, though. Stuck in the corner, so they're just going to smoke off that side and look to hit up short. As they do, the crossfire comes into play. Lutaki makes their presence known as Pit. It's Clumsy with that frag, and now the crossfire is not even going to happen. Edo's stuck alone in the back of the site, but Sasha's shot hasn't connected. Dinked on down low, and Chaos's misses as well, but that nade ain't gonna miss. Double dunk from Chaos. Get out of my house. And it's only Ayua to try and clutch up and take the Hitmen's map pick away. They scoop up the bomb, but a flash through the smoke, and a second beautiful flash gives Law that frag and gives Hitmen a lifeline.
I got worried when Law started running through that smoke. What did we say for the HG to do? Play together.
There was a
Don't run
flash,
through
though.
smoke.
There was a flash.
There was a flash this time, so thank goodness it worked. And I mean, K-House from downtown.
What a nade.
I mean, that nade might save HG.
It could, yeah.
It gives them a fighting chance here, but they got to find magic again, and the crossfire that I just praised, of course, doesn't come to fruition. It feels like I think Lutaki might have found an opener in balcony, and then that lane fight felt too easy for UPS. There was no pit molly or anything, and they just strolled right through onto site. And Edo had a headshot onto Sasha, obviously couldn't convert because of the A1S, and I think you're kind of seeing like the stat sheet of firepower come out again in favor of UPS. Sure, Law's shooting hot. Ed is there, K-House is there, right? But can anyone else help HG get over this hump?
Yeah.
I love this
Man.
hero AK for Clumsy this round. I know they're on an eco, but at least let's try to get something going here maybe. Get a couple picks with the AK and
Well,
make it happen.
And
Only
don't
one
forget-
player has more than 1K, so...
Yeah.
Oh, and they're going so fast. Straight into this. Lutaki's out of ammo.
There's
Oh,
my
that's
FC.
disastrous, giving away guns like that. But at least Winter has mollied them off. They smoke onto it, though, just running straight through, straight past. Ayua now gonna plant this one down. Nade finds its mark. Knocks them down low. They smoke off Banana. That reveals that all 3 CTs are most likely coming from the CT side. And it's a double setup in pool. Ayua wants to jump across, and that's 2 in Banana now. This is going to be awkward. They have a Molotov for the bomb, but there's smokes on the side of the Hitmen. Rifle picked up, Winter with the tap. It's the kit actually on Chaos, so Chaos is going to be the one to stick it. As Winter looks for the fight, looks for the spray. Taps aren't connecting. It's just more taps. Oh, what a great play. Just holding down on that defuse, and Winter provides coverage the entire way through. We asked about who can show up. It's the IGL now, on to 18 frags. Standing next to the Law at the top of this Hitmen scoreboard and staring down the barrel of overtime on Inferno.
Yeah. I mean, that, again, way too close for comfort. Kigo, you mentioned when you're up against an eco, don't play close angles. And what does HG commit to? They commit to a double hold on car, and it gets dicey, but Winter saves them. I was worried because HG's retakes on the B-bomb site haven't been that great, but they find a way to pull through. again against UPS's econ round. We have another op battle brewing. Sasha's got one, K-House has got one. Do they meet early on in the round? And if they don't, who finds the opening pick here?
I think that round it sucks for UPS too to not be able to get like deeper into the site. You know what I mean? They had 2 people stuck in water and they couldn't get to like dark or new box. I think that kind of limited them that round.
And no church control either because Winter was smart not to die for the bomb site. K-House again, staring down all mid. Does Parrish indulge K-House? Parrish shoulder. A little jiggle. He won't for now. But 3 members of the Pretty Penne posted up now outside of the apartment. Sasha again going for the Lob's Peak. Nobody's home this time.
Ooh. I mean, I guess you don't want to take risks if you're the Hitmen here so close to tying it up, but they've just given full banana control. Pretty Penne, that we've seen what they can do on B.
Yeah, and I think Akirio knows that they have full banana control and the retreat's been sounded off A. Parrish will stay here to be a nuisance. But
Question is, when does K-House go? And does the util run dry for this double hold on B?
well, we say that, and the bomb's inching back towards A now. Yeah.
Oh, they're going to fake. They want Chaos to move. We can see a smoke being lined up there for Sasha. The Yua throwing out even more util. This is where Chaos starts to go. And they've pulled 2. Oh, everybody moving for the Hitmen as the flash comes through and the slow creep up short. They've realized they've called it off. It's a race, but can Lutaki stop them at the finish line? No! Instantly shut out of this one. Ed can only get 1 from afar, and it's K-House being wrapped on Arch. Pretty Penne have called a perfect round to close things here, and they've only got to deal with the Law in Winter. Only got to deal with the 2 top fraggers for HG as they creep into this 2v4 retake. Ayua in the pistol round was caught by this boiler angle. Now it's Winner who swings into them, and it's the headshot from Ayua. Swings back out, and Law has to 1v3. Drops a flash. Sasha's op is up close, and the Pretty Penne 13-11 just barely win out this map 1 of Inferno.
Wow. I mean, wow.
That's... wow. No.
I can't believe that final round. I mean, honestly, I genuinely cannot believe that final round. After watching them, both T sides the entire game, just they went somewhere, they probed on, they got a little info, and they just went with it instantly. And to see them for literally, I think that's the first round between both teams in the entire game.
Yeah.
They just slowed down and said, you know what, let's just fake it. And it worked perfectly because both teams are so used to, if they're throwing util, they're going. And we saw that. Literally, 2 of them rotated off. 1 did stay Arch. He came back late after realizing it. But at that point, he already gave up his position on site. And, I mean, they had 3 people coming down lane and apps on the pick guy.
Yeah, and UPS's damage to HG's economy on that hero rifle round put Edo in a bad spot because he had to fight Balk and lane with an MP9. Does he get 2 with an M4 in that position? But we will never know. And I think we talked about a little bit when UPS was on their CT side, like how fast their rotates were. I mean, HG's rotates were just as fast, and we saw UPS and Akirio take advantage of it in this last round to secure map point. And now we're going to Mirage.
Oh, yeah. We're going to Mirage, and I believe we're getting Caneby back into the action. K-House did well as a sub, but now the player that they've been with this entire season, their best rated player, getting to jump back in. It's going to be an exciting one as we look forward towards Mirage. But I believe we're going to throw to a very quick break. Before we do so, the gameplay will be here soon. So grab a snack and sit right back down on the Twitch. See you soon.
He's just like normal. And they're just going for it. Success. Fine. CTs. Was parachute. Oh my. In playoffs, so.
The Yap attack returns. Fuffy, Starly, and Kigu bringing you all the action after that map 1, where 13-11, I mean, we said it'd be close, and just barely we see UPS take it on HG's map pick, as now we swap over to Mirage, and now KNB jumps back into the fray. I mean, Kigu, you were talking about how this might be 2-1, how it might be kind of close. You weren't entirely sure. You know, you wanted to give some respect to the Hitmen, but now that their map pick has been dropped, do you think the UPS just close it out 2-0 now?
I want to say yes, but part of me still feels like there's room for error.
I mean, we're going to a pug map. That's for sure.
Yeah, we're going to a pug map. I know they're super comfortable on Mirage. I don't know. I think it'll still be close. I think even map 2 will be close regardless of it being their map pick. They do have to start T-side, which normally would be like a bad thing, but I think with how good their T-side is, we could literally just see them come out and, 10-2, 9-3 kind of half on even a T-side where you're normally not favored. So I think that's, in their favor, although normally you'd think it's not because it's who wants to start T-side. I think that the team is just that much better at T-side that they're going to be comfortable either way.
Kigu, what happened to the hat, bro? The source of UPS's power, and it's been taken off.
It doesn't fit with my headset on, so it's just awkward to wear.
Put it on top.
Now you put it on top of the headset.
Dude, now that the toad hat is off, I don't know about my UPS 2-0, Fluffy. I don't feel so good about
really?
it no more. I don't know.
I do want to say the fact that Chaos is now hopping out Makes me a little bit worried because we're not going to see an op really for the side of HG. Caneby, not really an opper. They've picked it up from time to time. On the other hand, Mirage, I think, is a map even more so than Inferno, where the op shines. So I would look towards Sasha to potentially have a superstar performance if UPS makes this a 2-0.
Yeah, but don't underestimate, because when KMB picks up the op, I mean, it's lethal. We're talking multi-kills, we're talking, opening frags, even on retakes, just the way they were able to hit those flicks. It's a strong weapon in a strong player's hands. But again, you have to wonder if the setup change influences anything, especially opping.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about whether Chaos will throw off the Pretty Penne squad. Now it's whether they're going to adapt again to KNB, whether KNB's being there is going to change the system. And also whether the fact that this is Pretty Penne's map pick is going to change things, because I mean, we saw some moments on Inferno where it felt like a protocol that could have existed to save them in a round didn't come through. But now we're going to Mirage.
I think we'll see a much cleaner game from UPS. I don't know. I don't want to curse it, but I think we'll see a much cleaner game. I think it'll be handled a lot better. We'll see though. I think like the protocols, like you said, will be a big factor.
Yeah, and again for Inferno, both teams did not really play that map. I wonder if you see any uncharacteristic mistakes out of HG because they're first timing a map. Like, will the window smoke land consistently, like 100 times out of 100? Like, will we miss a stairs smoke? Will we miss a jungle smoke? Just like little details here and there. But when you play against a opper like Sasha, you cannot afford to miss smokes, because Sasha will punish you if you give him a clear line of sight, across these bomb sites.
I don't want to be the player who has to peek into Sasha, but hopefully HG's got the util ready, got the flashes, got the double swings. Because if you can neutralize a threat like that, if you can make sure that you're stopping these stars of UPS from getting multi-frags, then it's possible. And also, if you can start a little bit more comfortably on that CT side, things are possible too. Given that this is the UPS map pick, it's HG's choice to select their sides. We haven't confirmed which side they're selecting, but I'm going to assume that it's the CT side start that these teams are vying for.
Is that a safe assumption, though, Fluffy? Because we talked a lot about both teams' T sides, but
That's
HG's
true.
CT side is not exactly stellar. And again, on a map they don't really play, we liked a lot of what we saw on their T side. The complete aggression, just 5 people or like a 3-2 split fast, crunching onto UPS so that they can take advantage of that space before those protocols come out. Is there a world where HG picked to start T on Mirage?
I hope not. I don't know. Me personally, I am weird though. I'd rather start CT. From my eyes as like an IGL, even if I am better as a T side team, right? I would rather start on CT, get quote unquote the harder side for us out of the way. If we struggle with it a little bit, whatever, get that 4 or 5 minimum rounds you need to give yourself something to work with, and then go into the T side and give yourself something, you know what I mean? Because then on the T side, you can control the pace. You can dictate how fast you want to go, how slow you want to go. If I want to sit there for a minute 30 and do nothing to execute with 20 seconds, I'm going to do that, right? Where on CT side, you're at the will of what the Ts want to do. You can't, as an IGL, really dictate the game a ton other than where your pieces go. But like then it's up to, okay, well, will Parrish get this kill? Will this person get their kill?
Yeah, will they get their kills? Will they win the rounds? Well, it starts with the pistol round. Hitmen have selected that CT side as the Pretty Penne are looking to begin with some mid-control. Curio's window smoke flies out, and they've actually only just sent a Curio to sort of lurk that space. Get ready with the util. Smoke cat. They want to make this look like an A-split. And a Curio? Oh, is this a read? Do they know that they give up this map control? Because they're making it look like a split, but a Curio's going to phase the smoke, and they're going right into B. Flashes over, it's Lutaki on Jail, who gets full blinded and fragged, and Ed can't get anything done, sandwiched between a T and another T. Winter and Kane B left, rotating from the other side of the map.
Yeah, that should be it.
That was a well put together pistol strat from the Pretty Penne.
Yeah, and a Q helped himself to seconds and Marcus, so that's a 2v5 instead of a 3v5. And Parrish cleans up one. Winter, great flick, but you can smell that this will be a pistol win again for UPS.
Definitely can smell it. Here it comes. It's just how many Winter gets on the exit. Gotten 2 so far. 3. No more. Knife out. And
no.
okay.
Oh, no.
Some
I really like that.
disrespect.
So does
Perhaps
Sasha
optimal
scream?
though.
Does Sasha scream for a round 2 op? Surely not, right? Okay, good. Sasha has some restraint. Thank goodness for that.
I feel you're committed, but also
I mean,
your
it's an
heart might
alpha-
be in the wrong place.
It's an alpha move through and through. I mean,
I don't know. I think the op versus pistol is definitely. I mean, it's a winning matchup for the op, you know.
as long as 5 people don't run at you. No, and I think you saw UPS's experience on this map as they hit that pistol take. Just the way they were able to get into sight, what felt like almost for free, because Ed was constantly getting pulled between Axe Lurk smoke on Cat versus trying to help Lutaki on B. And that indecision, again, that 50-50, like, where do I look? Do I go left? Do I go right? Didn't work out here, and now UPS is making fast work of this anti-eco. HD doesn't stand a chance here for UPS to get to 2.
I like how well coordinated these hits have been. It's only been 2 rounds, but we can tell Pretty Penne have prepared for this pick.
Yeah, I really like that pistol strat. I really like that. That was a nice fake.
Yeah.
I feel like that pistol strat goes wrong when somebody swings con, but
Yeah,
I don't
they
know
just
if
didn't have
they'd seen
anybody
this in demos or if they just expected mid to be vacated once that window smoke dropped. Either way, worked out great.
I mean, Ed's going to be kicking himself because he spammed the cat smoke. Ack went all the way down to 20 HP, and if another body shot landed, that flank is dead in the water. I don't think it would have changed a ton because 4 Pretty Penne members were still storming out of apps, but again, another what if.
Ooh. Law. A great opening frag. The rest of these players were setting up an exec, and you can't set up when Winner's pushing like that, 1 for 1. But it disrupts them, and now they just decide to run out. But it's 2 players that actually push Palace. And yeah, the right decision to just get out of there.
Yeah, and the couple of rounds we saw HG be successful on CT Inferno was when they got disruptive, when they took advanced space. This round, they make noise in Palace, find an opening kill there, and then as everyone's worried about that potential Palace push through, Winter gets crazy himself, sends it down ramp to trade himself out 1 for 1. What does it do? It creates a man advantage for HG here. Still a minute left on the clock for UPS. Can they turn this round around?
Who's that? Edo is backing out of B because of those smokes. They miss one of them. Law frags the player who was throwing them. And now Edo's gone back in. I would say the timing's missed, but I mean, they've gone onto balcony. Ed's got to be worried about it. Dinked down, fragged. Clumsy's got the cat player as well. And things get scary now. Hitman.
Not another 2v4.
Not another 2v4, not another fake that, I mean, it drew them so into awkward positions. Caneby just goes 1 for 1, and Clumsy from Apps has to deal with the Law, has to deal with this fight up close. Law crouches down, and Clumsy adjusts just in time. 1 hit point on the tally, and the 1v1 goes to UPS.
Oh, it's happening again. Which UPS really should have no business winning.
I'd like to point out too the spawn smokes that I think it was Sasha threw onto A and then faked into the A. I think those were huge in assisting that round.
Yeah.
Pulls the rotate.
It pulled the player into market, let them get up close, and then the cat player was just so blindsided. Okay, flashes out mid. There's already a player in chair. Doesn't matter how blind you are when you can just spam a choke. And yeah, just Winner. Classic IGL move of flashing all of your teammates in on an eco. And then being in a 1v5.
Igu, can you add 3 more eco frag counters to Clumsy's total so we can subtract it from the
Yeah,
total?
just keep track to. make
Yeah,
sure we
because
keep
he had
his
like at
ego
least
in
5
check.
on Inferno, so like he was really
Yeah.
closer to a 1 KD, and then now he's already like 6 in 1, but we know in reality he's like 4 in 1, really.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, man.
Yeah. No, dude, I'd love to see a Curio get involved more in this map specifically, because I know last game, don't get me wrong, they got it done, but I mean, they won 13-11. I think he was like 4-18, 4-19. So I mean, if they can get him going relatively early, you know, I know a lot of times he's just doing the entering or the util throwing for them, so it's not a big deal. I'd love to see him pop off early. I think it'd be really good success for UPS going forward.
That Clumsy's AK with that craft.
I'm not sure. I wasn't looking.
Very interesting Neon Rider. Anyways, pretty Penne. They started out strong. Their A has been doing well. Looks like they might just do the same. Instantly boosting up Sasha, who's going to get the leg shot onto Law's jump across. Not scaring Law at all from just peeking even more. I don't know what could dissuade this guy from taking those kind of fights. Impressive from them. Maybe it's the Quake view model that just comes with the confidence of a movement shooter, you know?
It has to be. It's a nice molly to slow down the head. UPS is bunched here, and that nade is not pleasant. Are reinforcements going to make it in time?
This lurker in mid is big and instantly cut down by Edo. Now the A hit's going to come through. Ayua running out of Palace has the 1, but Winter actually is the one with that AWP and CT spawn. And a Curio, yeah, bomb not going to be allowed down at all. It's all of these rifles chiming in at once for the Hitmen as they let them out onto A, but it's a death trap.
Yeah, I think Law's first molly saved HG there because the smokes had come out fully, and by the time UPS's second wave tries to push into the bomb site, the smokes are starting to fade, and HG can comfortably flood this bomb site. Now, the prime question that lost HG that first map, do you maintain this fast speed of rotate because it opens you up to a lot of fake potential? Do they recognize it? Does a Curio recognize it?
I think instead of rotating, you've got to do info plays. You've got to say, okay, we've cleared Palace, we know we can go B. Not just we've heard B noise, we know we can go B.
Well, if you want an info player, here comes Law sprinting out mid again. Spots Clumsy, tags him a little, and then gets out and calls, guys, I think they might be mid.
Let's say that guy is constantly moving. I don't think I've ever seen him just sit and hold something.
The donk of Challenger. It's a double peek, and it's a double drop. Both of them cannot find the headshot onto Ayua. Instead, puts those 2 frags in the queue and gobbles them up. The op up close, Sasha quick scoping Winter, and one by one, each of these pretty Penne members is falling, or is fragging. The Hitmen, the ones starting to fall. Lutaki falls back with 20 HP, just an AK to save. And, of course, Sasha is hunting with an op.
Yeah, Sasha not happy that his companion on the leaderboard is a Curio, who has the Kigu excuse. Sasha does not have that luxury, so desperately looking for a third. At what point, Kigu, would you feel comfortable to say that HG has a foot in the door on this map? Because as it stands right now, it looks like 5, potentially 6. You know, with the way things are playing out, what's the minimum amount of rounds you need in order to,
Are you
like...
saying for UPS? Like on their
No,
C
for
side, or
HG, for
on their
HG.
CT?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I think with how good their T side looked last game, I think they need to get at least 4. Like 3 would be okay, but I think it's kind of a similar boat as like UPS last game. I think they need 4 at least to give them some room if they lose pistol.
And what are you changing here on HG side in order to even... Let's just start with 2. Forget 4. Let's get 2 first.
I'd love to see, I mean, on a full buy here, I'd love to see some sort of a mid-aggression for them. I think they're just kind of giving it for the most part. Or they're going for like little info, you know, like the Law last round ran out Con, looked top mid. I think it was Edo tried to peek from Cat and got instantly deleted through the smoke. I'd love to see them as a team go. Like Law run through Con, the best spawn jump out window, you know, somebody go Cat and then have an A-site player flashing over for them. Do something to like throw them off, you know? I think they're just giving the T's too much right now. Too much respect. And like they continue to just keep playing the same like 3-2 setup, and they're just not getting much from it.
Yeah, and interestingly, Winter's on the op. I wonder if that's a change of.
See, like, it's just
setup.
the law. Like, now imagine if they did something like that, but with all their teammates doing something, you know what I mean? Collectively
Imagine
going
if they had
together.
an opper going for those kinds of openings.
That too.
Winter
But I
did
mean-
try to go for that, I think, in Palace, but didn't spot anybody. And then just gave it up.
Team all
Mercurio.
missed. That's audio of 2 players also potentially given over. Clumsy's walked out. Lots of damage through the ticket box. Able to run up to site. But are they able to plant? Looking towards default, interestingly, on the plant. Now jumping up to instead do it for CT. It's Edo who comes with one over the smoke, but it's Sasha who opts them back. Bomb planted here. Creeping up close, it's just Winner. And that op shot gonna give away their position. Sasha's gonna hunt them through the smoke. Winner turns back to get that frag, but yeah. Now just gonna save that AWP. I feel like IGLs of all people know how important the economy is and how important saving stuff like this can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, that round just collapses as Law gets spammed through the smoke, despite finding what it feels like yet another opening kill. UPS convert another situation where they're down a player. And again, I'm just worried because HG doesn't look like they have a fighting chance in this, because the one round they won prior, they were able to delay UPS into getting into the site. This time there's no delay. Clumsy sprints through ramp, you know, looking to get the bomb down, invites the rest of the pretty Penne with them, and they just spam the smokes, and they get, it feels like, I mean, all due respect, they get kind of lucky going through the smokes.
Yeah.
And the round
I mean, it sounds kind of troll, but I'd almost like to see them just start gamble stacking. Like,
Yeah.
do 4 on A at this
Yeah.
point, 1 on B, or something of that nature, or go
Well,
super aggro.
They were going to gamble 3 on B until Law gets his head
Which
taken
they
off
did.
by Clumsy.
I don't mind this. Because they do have this guy deep in apps already with the opper.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the kind of info that allows you to rotate. Allows you to play more towards B.
But Sasha's ready for it.
He's aware.
Oh, just gets spotted though, and that is a fast flick from Winter.
Sasha does not get out-opt often, but Winter is firmly on top for this round at least. And now KMB spots the low HP Parrish, cleans that kill up, and now the A split is fully in effect. Can Ed support KMB here?
And there are only
as
2
UPS
here. 2
comes
are
in.
still on B. Wow.
This is scary.
Yeah, and
Bomb
Ed's
getting planted reverse. Ed has a timing to get onto this bomb planter, but has to worry about the player close, and now getting smoked off. They've dropped an HE Con, which reveals that they were jungle this entire time, as the other 2 go up CT. Lutaki, the first point of contact, Winner's op behind them. Will they be given these fights? Will they be winning them? The first player bench? You're not winning that one. Winter now coming around with the op. The quickscope's not connecting. It finally does, but there's an A main player here to spoil the fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what HG can do, because I didn't mind that round. Other than they got picked off early on the A cross, but they went aggro apps. They got a lot of
just
info.
stuck,
They got the
though.
kill.
KV was stuck going 1-for-1, and nobody
Yeah.
was there with them. I
And
feel like
Ed
that
lost,
the A setup was so detached.
yeah, Ed
Yeah,
lost the
no, it was.
timing as soon as Clumsy had a really good smoke, and Clumsy has no business getting 2 kills there at the bench. You see HG is now getting scared to enter this bomb site for the retake, and you cannot do that in a grand final.
I want to say also,
It's
if
happening
he wasn't
again.
Goodness.
playing on that laptop, maybe we'd see them able to get a multi-frag in a position like that. That was okay. Winter getting one back. We saw Sasha's opening, so it means we're just in a 4v4 now. Winter wants to keep going, get a little bit more, and instead it's the underpass push. Everybody getting caught in the side, caught in the back, including Ayua on CT. Lutaki last alive with this 5-7, looking to just do damage. Parrish
like
will
to see
say,
Parrish.
have fun over there. We're out of here.
God.
Yeah, I mean, Lutaki might be able to recover a weapon off of the dead player ticket, but I think, oh no, Parrish is holding him. But I don't know. I feel like Law's gotten caught now, or if not Law, like a member of the Hitmen has gotten caught now crossing stairs so many times.
or getting tagged, one of the two. Even if they're not dying, they're getting
Yeah.
led through, and it's just like you're instantly tilted, starting down 80 HP.
Yeah. And I just wonder again. We talked about this in the pregame, but like, is this a map in hand for UPS based on their experience? And I mean, it looks like it. It looks real comfortable for UPS.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't know. This is tough for HG. Because, I mean, it's not even like they're not trying things. You know,
No.
They did the aggressive Palace. They did the aggressive B. They've done a couple rounds where they've gone up mid just with one person. I'd like to see them do it maybe with two and, like, completely take mid and keep them out of mid. But, I mean, they're trying different things, and they're just losing. And, like, I've had the argument of some games, like, okay, if we're just losing gunfights, maybe we literally just do, like, a 4-1. Like, do 4 on
Yeah.
it. I don't care. Just gamble. At this point, you know, like,
Pull out the
you're
heroic.
not winning gunfights. Yeah.
The only
something
player
of
that seems
nature.
to really be winning gunfights is Winter, but they're either just getting one, or
It's usually one and done.
it's
Yeah.
usually something at the end of rounds too.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's after everything else has fallen apart. Double push apartments. It's gonna get them something, and again the law. Every single time we talk about openings, this guy's name comes up.
Yeah, but how does HG convert this man advantage now? So we see two players pushing now into underpass and through B apps. Does that catch UPS off guard? I mean,
Oh
Law
no,
doesn't have a
Law,
gun.
you didn't pick up the
You didn't
gun.
grab- Oh.
Wanted to blow it forward with the HE, but couldn't calculate the angle right, and then drops their own weapon, tries to use E to pick it up. Unfortunate scenes. Kaneby's pushed into Palace though, so Ayua can't do much with the A control, and Lutaki had gotten a nice double in the meanwhile in underpass. Leaves it all on Sasha's op. Op clutches on Mirage are always possible.
They do have bomb too. Definitely doable.
And I think the painful part of this is if you look at UPS's economy, it's not like they have a huge bank despite being up 8-1, so all the rounds have been close. HG just hasn't been able to convert it. This should be the first unless Sasha... Okay, good. So that will be a second. And yeah, I mean, Kiku, like you said, get aggressive somewhere on the map, right? And B was the weak spot for UPS, trying to set up another A split, and Lutaki finds 2 kills in underpass to secure a 10th. You know, again, a lot dicier than we would have liked it, but 2 is 2.
Yeah, no, like I said, I think if they can still get, 3 or 4, ideally 4, which they still can get, I think that it would give them a chance at least going into the side, but...
Yeah. The problem now is UPS will adapt to the map-wide aggression that HG show, especially early on in the round. So how does HG dig deep to get the last 2 rounds of this half?
I honestly, I genuinely, I keep saying it, but I think they gamble somewhere and just sit there and let them walk into you or retake. Because they've done
Let's
every
go
round.
gambling.
Every round they've gone aggressive. You know what I mean? I'd love to see them do like 4 on A, do 1 under, 1 stairs, 1 CT, and then maybe like 1 window or something that can fast rotate to jungle.
Okay, pretty Penne. Saw them beginning
Appreciate
the half
cat
with
jump,
this, and they
too.
want to end it with
job.
it again. Smokes for the cat split, nades for mid, and Winter cuts down a Curio. Do they call someone back into A as the smokes fly over now? It's lamp flashes from Sasha. It's a molly onto Law, but they flashed out and they fragged out. Only 1 for 1 though because Clumsy jumps out of Palace. Haneby up close, just getting tagged through the smoke. And this is a retake, and not one that they want to do 3v4. Luckily, Caneby does not burn themselves to death on that molly. Edo traded out into CT, and great job fighting forward. But great frags back from the Hitmen. They've got bomb planted for them. And now it's only Sasha, because that HE actually finds its target. Lutaki and Caneby together on the retake. Lutaki drops a smoke onto bomb, and they're worried about something else. They're worried about Palace, and so the lineup for Sasha Biceps. A bit of a flex as they win that one. And the pretty Penne post 9. They did not expect a double CT push.
Like a broken record. It's another player advantage situation where UPS are down a player, get bomb down, and then find a way to finesse the post plant into a round victory. They cannot keep getting away with it, surely.
But it's also another time where there's one player on A getting caught 1 for 1.
Yeah. And you don't see like any sky flashes, or you don't see like any flood through the smoke or whatever. It's kind of just like you're leaving people out to dry, and it's just I don't know.
They're
I
just
keep
running up cat.
yeah. And again, I just keep beating this drum because Q's trade onto the law to prevent him from getting a second and under Palace was picture perfect on the timing, and you don't see that from teams who are first timing a map.
Oh, what a flash through the smoke, and what trades. Again, it's a disadvantage manpower-wise. Again, it's a retake. Law swings around, though, and Law, 1-for-1. Clumsy, just flicked on by Winter. That was so close. 5 HP between Winter and Caneby.
They almost did it again.
They at least get a third round.
Yeah, I think even with 3 though, I think they need to win the pistol here,
No,
or at
it's
least
a
a bomb
necessity.
plant to be able to force one of the two.
I think a bomb plant's not enough against UPS. I need to see a pistol win.
Yeah, maybe Fluffy's right. Maybe I am the HG fanboy over here. This Starlet guy, he's just hey, down with him.
I mean, you know my takes.
No,
when I see a map disadvantage, I beat it to a pulp.
Yeah, no, I know. Especially with some of the heroics that we've seen from UPS winning these disadvantaged rounds, and they're still just out fragging right now. I do think they need a pistol round win here.
Yeah, and I think just again, it's going to be the storyline of this series. UPS won rounds they didn't belong in on Inferno. They win that map by 2. And again, on Mirage, like you look at the T economy going through, that timeline, it was never really that healthy. It was like 4K, 5K. You'd expect the team up like 9-1 to be like 10, 12K in the bank or something. It was never close. Not even half of that amount. But, oh, that Sasha.
Oh. Flashbacks to smoke spam kills on Mirage and playoffs.
We have 3 on B now.
This is scary. Parrish drops a smoke up in front.
Did they check the boost?
Utaki's got that one, but they don't check the boost. They don't clear a Curio, and the IGL finds 2. It's a 2v2, but this time it's Caneby up close. Finds that kill. Possibly hoping to restart that fragging power that Caneby has always provided, but Clumsy has been fragging through this entire map. Dooley's up close, bullets flying wide, and Winter shutting them down.
Okay. Take a sigh, a relief. I think that gives them something to work with now.
Yeah, and I think, again, I will be a hater and say maybe, again, HG might have wanted to start. The map inexperience again of not checking the boost, but the post plant looked so clean, and they set nice crossfires across the board. KMB realized he had to take initiative in order to find an opening pick into markets, buy a little bit of space on this bomb site to make that 1v2 comfortable against Clumsy.
And again, we see a keep it simple, stupid moment as they start coming into B. Only Parrish with a USP. This is coughing baby versus atomic bomb levels of battle. As, just gonna get sprayed down. Bomb gonna go down, and should be a nice and clean anti-eco for the Hitmen. He mentioned them needing to win this pistol. They get the conversion off of it, they'll be in a pretty decent spot to make this map competitive.
Yeah, and that's 2 straight bomb planes too, which definitely helps the economy as you continue into this bonus. So keep the Galeals, keep the Mag 10s again. Do something fast, do something stupid. It's not stupid if it'll work. And maybe what you need to do right now after UPS threw a haymaker on your CT side is to just punch them right back in the face with fast tempo. Get players like The Law, get players like KMB out in front with flash support, with good smokes. I mean, I like HG's odds in those scenarios.
Scout from Sasha. This will be an interesting one. Again, they're grouping B. Two flashes come out mid, but Akirio just instantly repeaks off of it. They're worried about the player that could have crossed top, but nobody has done so. And they're all regrouping in apps. Parrish up on the van. Gonna notice the smoke fly over. Jumps up again, though, and sees a gun barrel. Oh, this is rough. even able to dodge back. Molly onto the balcony, and Lutaki can trade, but not after Parrish has a second. The rotates are instant from the pretty Penne. And these last two players, this last one player has to come up huge. Law with only a Mac 10. Damage to the economy would be good here. Clutch would be great, but no chance.
Yeah, I think what UPS did there too is kind of what I wanted HG to do, the whole CT side for them, was they get somebody aggressive off. Together. They got a lot of info, and they were all instantly there for the rotate too. Like instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
again,
now Hitmen are onto guns.
yeah. And because of the strong bonus situation, they all have AKs, which is really comfortable. And I don't think Sasha... Yeah, Sasha's just taken an M4, so no op in play for either side.
Was
here.
their game plan? I was gonna say, are they just going B every round? They want to establish some mid control here, but Sasha with an amazing spray. Even more damage onto Caneby. The smoke blow open from Parrish. Finding themselves a second. Hitmen. You're right. That was actually Sasha.
Yeah.
Now through the smoke, it was the Apps player finding that frag, and
But see, they do it all
everything.
together. They do it all together, the
Yeah.
UPS team. I've been saying that all season, that they might, on paper, you know, Parrish and some of these guys might not be like the quote-unquote star players of the tier, but because they all do it together, they make it work. And I've watched these guys just fly out mid like they just did. They had one blow up the window, smoke and shoot. They had Sasha and Khan, and they had somebody else, I think Cat as well. Plus then Parrish pushed aggro by himself and Abs. And it's just them all doing it together simultaneously. Just, I mean, from the looks of it, got them a round win cleanly.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think HG, again, I keep beating this drum, but all 5 players mid, you know, nobody went underpass, nobody tried to lurk into Palace or anything. We saw a lot of rounds for UPS. People were split across, like Akurio would try and run out, you know, mid as a decoy and then send 4 people fast A as soon as he got a kill or died. And HG's game plan just does seem to be, let's take 5 players and just run somewhere and hope it works. But, I mean, UPS put him into a meat grinder in mid.
And I think some of that comes down to their comfort too. I mean, we've
Yeah.
said that a lot too. I mean, they look, the UPS team on CT, like despite how bad their CT looked on Inferno, I kind of said that coming in. I thought their CT, they'd either come out punching or they'd come out horribly. And they kind of came out slow on CT on Inferno. And I mean, you can just tell the difference from their protocols and knowing what they're supposed to do, when they're supposed to do it, who's doing what. And I mean, you can just tell it just by the way they're swinging out together, fighting together, throwing util for each other.
Yeah.
They look really clean right now.
And I thought the cycling of the fight top mid was really smart because Sasha blew open the con smoke, starts a fight from top connector, and then Parrish followed up by blowing up the window smoke. So while HG was all kind of like initially worried about top con, boom, another punch, worry about the window smoke because that's not a safe smoke either.
Yeah, yeah. And Sasha only got 1 kill, but did like another 100 damage between the other two. So it's like,
Yeah. The A1S, everyone talks about it being easy to spray, but I think it's deceptively difficult.
oh, I love this. I love this.
Sasha
from
doing
Clumsy.
well with it. Okay. The jump
They
out
are all-
under the smoke and the boost. Something I think was a phase that I would see doing this, but
Oh, the
because they
fade.
went aggro mid, they don't have a lot of info A, and so this A fake might actually work against them. Now they activated the B, but it's still Parrish here to hold. And Parrish with 1 and some. Great damage. Onto Ed. And now the retake's gonna come up. Edo drops the AK over to the Law, and Law's able to make something of it. Ayua at least with 1 back, but now it's in the disadvantage here. Sasha and Ayua have to pull it back. 1 from Apps, 1 up in the site, and Edo swinging around the edge puts it into a 1v2. Reload on the M4, 2 to find, 1 that they knew back at that empty pillar, the other completely unknown. And as Ayua swings around, it's the audio cue from Ed to just play and to hide and to toy with them, allowing Caneby to close and the Hitmen to get another round.
I don't
Yeah.
think they'll make that same mistake again. I think that was a good cheeky round from HG. I don't think UPS will make the same mistake.
And I think
Of over-rotating.
UPS got caught in a bit of a gamble because they stacked 2 players underpass for that boost. Regardless, it is a nice call to fake, especially again when you spot the speed of these UPS rotates. Winter is probably saying in his head, how the hell are these guys here so fast? They have to be selling bomb sites quick. And I mean, it's a good start to get HC6 and at least back on AKs. Sasha's got the boomstick now, looking for something aggressive in mid, doesn't spot it, gets the info, and now there's 3 pretty Penne members here ready to welcome HG. Again, there's no presence on HG across the map. Look at how far up Parrish is and absent.
Yeah.
Akirio's ready to come off cat.
Oh, but if they win this fight A main, it makes it really only one player alone in the site. It's Sasha, though, and Sasha's fast on that op flick, now re-peeking towards Palace. It's actually clumsy around the smoke, and Sasha can't connect with another. They've gotten sight, and they're going to get this bomb down in a 3v2. Law already up on the edge of this smoke. Spots Akirio's head over top of it. Runs out of ammo, though. That is a rough fight.
And Lutaki's 11 HP, and Edo's now 8.
Terrifying scenes for the Hitmen.
Firebox.
These nades fly through. Parrish up close. Gets one. Edo with one. Up. Has to have the headshot instantly and does. 0 in the name, but 2 kills in this round and 7 rounds for the Hitmen.
It denies 12, more importantly, from UPS, and it forces them onto a barrage. Off of a huge 1v2 clutch. I thought it was happening again, Fuffy. 3v2 advantageous situation, and what happens? Lost AK runs out of bullets.
It's something just seems cursed for the Hitmen in some of these moments. Whether it's timings on smoke pushes or lineups through them. And that time, it was the bullets in Law's AK, but they did have a chance where Akirio wasn't even looking to just hit that headshot to put them away for good. Yeah. And I want to say a player that, I mean, I've been saying their name as they get these frags, but I didn't realize just how far it gone. Lutaki is on 18 kills, leading the charge for the Hitmen here.
Yeah, definitely a strong performance. You see how he's filling that space. You see how he's finding trades off of those entry. And it's important because HG has a chance now to build some momentum against UPS's poor economy. How will they do it? HG avoiding the gamble stack for now. They'll have to contend with 2 players in the apartment. I think a deagle on Parrish, that's the most threatening gun you see here, but does HG do their due diligence? The bomb plant is safe, but Akirio does come sprinting out. Finally checked. Parrish lands one onto Law, looking for a second on Van. Doesn't get it. Winter shuts them down. And now here come the rest of the pretty Penne marching into what should be certain death.
Should be.
I mean, should be. It's hap. No, Fuffy.
Winter, Mag 10 at that range. I mean, that's not going to get those frags. Backs up to reload, worried about somebody close. Do they spot Sasha's hand? No. Was Sasha looking for a knife on an exit?
Don't
There's
discredit
no
that
time.
theory.
Okay, that was something. They both find their way out CT spawn.
That was really close, though.
Yeah, I think maybe I should just shut up for the rest of the series. How did we get 2 with the 5.7 from that range after what should be like a lockdown post plant?
Yeah.
I think it's just the best gun in the game.
I would agree with you. Op out for Sasha, no counter op on HG. Yeah. So how do they
Sasha
handle
with
this
the
situation?
second best gun in the game.
He's gonna go mid, the traditional peek. No one home from HG to really receive him or walk into his crosshair, and it's another B hit because if it doesn't not work,
this
why stop
HG
doing
team,
it?
though, somebody mentioned it earlier that they like to just group up and go together, and I mean, I think every single round they've been like 4 or 5 together somewhere, with occasionally one lurker.
And let's put this rotate speed theory to the test. Winter's in Palace. He's gonna make some noise somehow, somewhere. Just jumped, I think, and yeah, you see Q turning his head. Yeah, and here comes the actual hit.
That trade is so important, but there's no trade onto Akirio. 2 kills and escapes back Cat Bricks. Kane B able to get an AK, but now alone here on B.
Winter's so far away.
Sasha jumps through window. Kane B has to be the hero here. Onto the side of Sasha and flicked in an instant. Sasha doesn't want to let this one go as the pretty Penne jump to map, match, and series point.
Yeah.
Wow. Parrish is making me nervous on some of these B holds. Like some of these rounds, like that one eco round the HG team won, I was thinking, oh, Parrish gets 3 here. And then he gets 1 and dies, and I'm like, oh. Just makes the round a little closer. A little scary.
This is the opposite of the normal life of a B anchor.
Yes. I think the most important thing is that while Parrish's positioning might give you worry, his utility game has been incredible. Consistently getting the molly in front of the rush, not burning it too early into the round, like relying on the smoke to hold apps. And HG, again, when they do a lot of 4-1 bunches and you hit on the first go, you're not doing a great job of burning out, like attritioning out that utility. So UPS is able to flood these bomb sites with flashes, with mollies, with HEs, and it just makes the entries that much harder.
Yeah, and you combine that with them rotating or having people be able to rotate right away, and there's just other people there to throw more util on top of what the site players are throwing.
Yeah. 4 do or dies for the Hitmen to get us to OT, not even to win the map. And it's going to start on this A bomb site, which has been pretty vacant so far if HG can find this timing. Clumsy comes sprinting back through the connector to reinforce Q's position at Ticket. It's a full hit with 3 out ramp and 2 in Palace. Can HG stay alive in this series? Talking again. Gets to 20. Traded out. A Curio again. Through the smoke.
This is looking rough. Indy can plant it down. The bomb gets down, but it's Edo having to clutch for their life in this season, and they can't get anything. Pretty Penne waltz over on map, on this CT side, on this pick of theirs, and they win this season. UPS's Pretty Penne are your CSC Season 14 Challenger champions.
Yeah. I think Inferno was close, and we saw UPS's strength on Mirage. Just the way they played that CT side really didn't give HG an inch. We saw those X Factor players try to make a difference. Lutaki tried to do his best on Mirage off of the space that Law, KMB, and Winter were generating. And yeah, there were some nice ideas here and there, but you know, Mirage felt like an outclassing from UPS, and I think HG will be kicking themselves. I keep thinking back to that 1B retake on Inferno, the first 2v4, and the fact that I have to specify that it was the first, there was a second, a third, and a fourth. It's gonna sting tonight.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, I'd be curious if that 2v4 didn't happen on Inferno and they were able to take the map, HG that is. I'd be curious to see how Vertigo would have gone as a third map.
Yeah. I think there's a reason why you were saying it could be a 2-1, but it's a 2-0 for the Pretty Penne, showing why they were so dominant in the regular season, showing why, I mean, we painted them as the favorites coming into this grand finals. Such a great job from all of them. Curio, first season really with the full-on IGL responsibilities. Sasha showing their star opping, and Ayua, Clumsy, Parrish, all of them. Such prowess on the rifles. I mean, just a great job overall. Great showing. I do wonder if we'll be able to get one of them in here for a bit of a chat, a bit of a congratulations. I'm sure they're all celebrating together right now after that dub.
It's okay. We could just send Kigu to ruin the mood and then abduct one of them into our interview channel. Worst come worst.
All right. It looks like we're going to send to a very quick break before we grab one of them for an interview, see how they're feeling. So we'll be right back with that. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, okay. I think it's working now.
Looks like we've got sound now.
Oh,
Parrish,
sweet.
how's it feel to get that dub?
Oh man. Yeah, it feels very good. I mean, we worked all season. We were ready. We were hyped. It's been since season
Yeah.
10, been trying to get one. Finally got it.
All right. As as Inferno got close on map 1, it ended 13-11. Was there anything that you guys changed? Anything that Akurio or anybody else said to rally the troops there?
Um, we just kind of, kept doing our thing. We felt very confident on T side. We felt confident on T side all season. Um, so we started down on CT half, but we've done that before. We've come back from it before. And yeah, so we just kind of kept going. We had
Heck
faith.
yeah. Oh yeah. All right. And then map 2 on Mirage just seemed like your comfy home pick. I mean, everybody put in so much work across the season. I want to say before we sort of open it up and ask some more specific questions, do you have any shout outs you want to give to your teammates, to your squad who've
Yeah,
all won this chip with you?
shout out Sasha, the op crutch of the century. So good. We needed it. Clumsy MVP of Challenger Season 14, if you ask me. Q, the absolute demon on the entry. Akurio, I don't know if I already said him. IGL Mastermind. And, shout out Fleeb for Clumsy. Clumsy wanted that. It's been a great season. Absolutely loved it.
Oh, well, we absolutely loved that game. Starly, Kigu, you got any questions while we have Parrish here?
Charlie, do you have anything?
I was just gonna say, like, walk me through the mentality of this team, right? Because there were so many rounds you guys were down players and just still finding ways to win. And good teams stay strong. They stay resilient mentally throughout the series. How do you guys do it?
It's kind of we can win kind of thing. Every game, every map, there's never a doubt that we're the better team in the server and we can go in and win the whole thing. So I've also never met a team that dislikes saving as much as our team did. So that helped with the never give up mentality.
That is true. Yeah, going for it no matter what kind of deal. Because there were multiple 2v4s that you guys came back and clawed your way back into somehow.
Yeah, I mean we feel like we have the gunpowder in every fight. We feel we can win fights, so might as well take them.
I mean, you saw that confidence on Mirage, just the way you guys were able to take control of certain parts of the map and everything. So, I mean, series really well played to you guys. Congratulations. The fact that you guys didn't drop a map with your starting 5, I mean, this league is rigged because that was what Kigu did in Season 12. I'm on to you now, Mr. Toad.
Yeah, that is exactly what we did. We didn't drop a single map. Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't know. Season 14, Charlie clear season 12. So
I
I
mean,
feel like
Surely
script
that's a
writers
show
are getting
match.
lazy.
We might
Surely
have to
that's
have
a
a
show
show
match we
match.
can organize.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Damn. Which season can I represent?
We'll
Or
just
do I
cast
have
it
to
in
cast?
Fluffy.
Of
I think we
course,
should
I
just
just have to
cast it.
cast it. That's
I mean,
always my job. I love
yeah, I don't.
playoffs.
Well, we don't have the fucking luxury. Oops, I just got us demonetized. We don't have the luxury of being on UPS. Luxury?
It's true.
The
We
luxury.
don't have the misery of being on
Yeah.
UPS.
Could you
It's
imagine having to
luxurious
talk to me
when
in
they
a
win a
franchise
season,
chat every day? That'd be
but
crazy.
yeah.
I
Is it in
don't.
your contract that you have to always be yapping?
Yeah,
Parrish, can you
it
leak
is.
this now? Kigu, yeah,
Yeah.
you can confirm.
It is for
Okay.
anybody that signs UPS. That's like a contractual thing,
Okay.
If you're
Okay.
gonna join UPS, you gotta spam the UPS on top GIF and have every single Keeg Toad and Kego emote and all that, all the funny
Okay.
GIFs.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, and you have to at Fuffy in the AVI Haven chat too. That's another. That's another rule.
I love getting pinged. All right. Well, Parrish, before we let you go celebrate and have fun with your squad, I want to open it up to you. Any shout outs you want to give? Any team members you want to thank? You want to do you want to talk to your parents on the broadcast? It's your choice.
Um, nothing more. Shout out HG. That was a hell of a series. Um, yeah,
There
UPS
you
on
All
go.
right.
top.
GG's. UPS seemingly is on top, and now it's whether any of these franchises can win 2 trophies or UPS. I mean, they've got 2 already and perhaps even chances more because I mean, there's more going on. The recruit stream, I believe, is still happening. If you hop on over to the CS Confederation _B channel, uh, yeah, that's in map 3, and we've got a Tendy game over on the C stream. And as the days count on, we have more finals coming up because more tiers are coming up. But that's all for Chally. Parrish, congrats. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Kigu, Starly, I want to say thanks for hopping on the broadcast. This has been a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
2-0 on predictions now.
There you
Hey,
go.
hey,
Starly on top.
if you're putting sand dudes on the line, hit my line. You know what I mean? Okay. I'm just saying. I know they passed the law, no chicken sandwiches this season or nothing, but
How did this turn into an ad read?
I'm not. It's not a read. I'm just pulling.
Okay, sure. And then finally, Quattro, the one observing all of the action in game, and Amaryllis, the one showing us our beautiful faces, pulling up the graphics on stream. Everybody done such a great job in making this production possible. Thank you to media. And with that, I will bid everyone a good night.
He's just like normal. And they're just going for it. Success. Fine. CTs.